Madam President, this pandemic has made it clearer than ever. It's not corporations that drive our economy, it's American workers. With Marty Walsh, for whom we will vote in a moment on confirmation to the Department of Labor, workers will finally have someone on their side as the department that's supposed to look out for them. The Department of Labor is supposed to be the voice for workers in our government. It's their job to make sure workers' rights are protected, that people are safe on the job, that everyone can organize a union and get the overtime pay they've earned. But for 4 years, we've had a Department of Labor full of corporate lawyers. In fact, the Secretary of Labor was a corporate lawyer who made millions of dollars in court attacking labor unions and getting very well paid for it. That department was full of people who made their careers fighting for corporate boards and CEOs, trying to squeeze every last penny out of workers in skirting labor laws. And we saw the results. DOL stopped fighting to raise the overtime pay threshold. In my state, tens of thousands of workers nationally, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of workers failed to get a raise as a result. A year into the pandemic, the Occupational Safety Health Administration, OSHA, still has not issued an emergency temporary standard to protect workers from coronavirus. When 13,000 workers last year got sick at a Smithfield meatpacking plant, they fined the company a pathetic $10 per worker. Excuse me, 1,300 workers, I apologize. With Marty Walsh, that corporate infiltration of the Department of Labor ends now. Mayor Walsh will put the focus back where it should be, fighting for the people who make this country work. We know that for far too many Americans, hard work doesn't pay off. They've seen corporate profits go up. They've seen executive compensation skyrocket. They've become more productive in the workplace, yet their wages are flat. Hard work has never paid off for many Americans like it should. That's why voters sent a clear message in last year's election. They're tired of corporations running our economy. Corporations have had their chance. They failed. If corporations won't deliver for their workers and create an economy where everyone's hard work pays off, with a middle class that's growing instead of shrinking, then we have to step in and fight for workers. That's what Marty Walsh will do as the Secretary of Labor. He can work with OSHA to finally issue the emergency temporary standard, forcing corporations to take critical steps to protect their workers on the job. He can crack down on corporations that use the subcontracting and independent contractors and other tricks to pay workers less and to deny them benefits. He can get to work on a new overtime rule so that hundreds of thousands more workers will finally get the overtime pay that they've earned. He can defend workers' rights to organize, to give them power in the workplace, and crack down on corporate union busting. And as we know, Marty Walsh has the deep experience in the labor movement to get this done. Too many people in this town don't understand what it's like not to have a voice in the job, to have no power over your schedule, to work hard at a job that doesn't even pay the bills. They don't understand collective bargaining and the power that a union card gives you over your career and your finances and your future. Marty Walsh does understand that. At the age of 21, he joined the Laborers Union Local 223 in Massachusetts. He knows what a union means to workers. He knows what workers are up against when they organize. Like President Biden, he's not afraid. He doesn't recoil. He's not afraid to talk about the labor movement. He doesn't recoil from using the word union. He's not afraid to take on corporations that exploit their workers. We already see the change in action. President Biden, Vice President Harris have joined Senator Booker and me and so many of us in standing in solidarity with Amazon workers organizing in Alabama. Ultimately, it comes back to the dignity of work, the idea that hard work should pay off for everyone, no matter who you are, where you live, or what kind of work you do. Mayor Walsh understands when work has dignity, people have power over their lives and their schedules, and they're paid a living wage. When work has dignity, everyone can afford health care and housing and child care. They can save for retirement. They can take off time to care for their loved ones. Mayor Walsh has lived those values. He successfully helped push his state to raise the minimum wage to $15. He cracked down on wage theft. He fought for paid family leave. He knows how important it is for the people in the room making decisions to actually reflect the diverse workers who make our country successful. It's the job of the labor movement. It's the job of DOL to fight for all workers. And as we work to build back better with a big investment in American infrastructure, Mayor Walsh understands all of the opportunities that work for workers that come with that. He comes from the building trades. He understands that we put hundreds of thousands of tradespeople to work building houses and schools, in public transit, retrofitting homes and offices and schools. We have a tremendous opportunity to rebuild our economy with workers, not corporations, but with workers at the center. If you love your country, if you love this country, you fight for the people who make it work. As Secretary of Labor, that's what Marty Walsh will do. I urge my colleagues to support him. Note the